Today I'm going to teach you Sun Salutation or Surya Namaskar A. In Sanskrit, Surya means sun and Namaskar is a greeting or a salutation. Therefore, we have Sun Salutation A. If you've been in a yoga class before, maybe a vinyasa or a power or some kind of flow class, you've most likely done Sun Salutation A. Sun Salutation A is a nice foundation to build off of. We have a series of postures. It's a nice way to warm up the body as well. So this is often done at the beginning of a yoga class or in the early stages after a little warm up. So with Sun Salutation A, we can build off of this sequence and add on postures like warrior postures and create a vinyasa or a flow from there. So Sun Salutation is also done in different ways. You might see it performed with a lunge on each side and a different style of chaturanga, and there are always variations that you can change or modify or have different variations. But with the Sun Salutation A that I'm going to teach today, it's from the Ashtanga Vinyasa style. So it's derived from that Ashtanga where they have a set of series, and in this series, the Sun Salutation's purpose is to warm up the body and to do it in the morning too, to salute the sun. So that being said, we'll get started with Sun Salutation A. I'm going to break down the postures that we'll learn from that Ashtanga Vinyasa Sun Salutation style. And then also we'll go through how to teach a new student Sun Salutation A. I'm going to show you the breakdown of Sun Salutation A. You can always use blocks for variations or modifications. You can always take your knees for chaturanga. For people who are just learning how to do chaturanga, that push-up variation can be quite challenging. So taking the knees is a really nice option. You can do a jump back from your chaturanga or a step back. If you're teaching brand new students, I recommend just going for the step back. Okay, so starting at the top of the yoga mat, we'll take Tadasana, mountain pose. Sometimes we hear this as Samastitihi. From the Ashtanga tradition, we do hear this as Samastitihi first, but perhaps you've heard Tadasana. So standing posture, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your hands high. Exhale, hands through your heart, fold in, forward fold. Forehead drops in toward the knees. Hands come to the ground, and if they're not able to touch the ground here, they can use two blocks to place their hands on. Inhale to halfway lift, so hands might be forward here, or hands to the shins is a nice option. Crown of the head reaches forward, shoulder blades draw down the back, pelvic bone draws to the back wall behind you. Plant your hands. You can either step or jump. Plank to chaturanga, elbows bent at 90 degrees in chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Nails are to the mat here. Knees are lifted off of the mat. Quads are engaged. Plug your hands down into the mat. We look up a little bit here. Collarbones shine forward. Upward facing dog. From up dog, on an exhale, we go to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, hips shift toward that back wall behind you. Fingers are spread wide. Gaze toward your knees. Inhale, look forward toward your hands first. So students might step if they're new or jump. Inhale to halfway lift, hands back to the shins, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Fold over your legs. Inhale, reach your hands high, sweep up, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands at your heart and palms come forward. Then we're back at that standing posture, Tadasana or mountain pose. Now from here, I'll show you how to teach a beginner student Sun Salutation A. So here we have Erica, my little sister, who's going to demonstrate Sun Salutation A. I'm going to demonstrate what it's like to teach a new student Sun Salutation A. Okay, so Erica, go ahead and stand at the top of your yoga mat. Bring your feet together. Nice. And hands by your side, face forward. So find a focal point out in front of you to look at. Very nice posture. Head, heart, pelvic bones stacked. Awesome. Inhale, reach your hands high. Palms come together and look up at your hands. Nice. Exhale, hands through your heart, forward fold. And again, if we're not touching the ground, we can always set blocks, yoga blocks under her hands, or she can have a nice bend into the knees and she's really tight in the hamstrings, okay? Inhale to halfway lift, hands to shins. Yeah, crown of the head reaches forward. Here's an adjustment you can give for gentle touch. You can just gently place our hands on their back, on the shoulder blades. And I can cue Erica, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Awesome. That already made the spine feel much nice and a lot longer. There we go. Crown of the head reaching forward. Okay. Plant your hands and step back to a plank pose. There we go. Awesome plank, nice and strong. Spread your fingers wide. We always want a bigger foundation, base of support in our plank pose, shoulders over wrist. I know that's hard. Pelvic bone up a little bit, core engaged. Okay, now for this chaturanga, I'm gonna have her lower her knees. So then go onto your knees. Chaturanga is really, really tough one if you're building that arm strength right now. So bend down, knees bent at about 90 degrees, lower down chaturanga. And then inhale, upward facing dog, toenails to the mat. Okay, for most people trying this for the first time, the shoulders are rolled in. This is a pretty difficult one, so I'm gonna just step over. I'll place my knees behind her shoulders and draw the shoulder blades back a bit. That immediately opens up the chest area and creates more space for breath. Go ahead and look up. Good, and then go downward facing dog. Shift your hips back. Good, feet hip width distance apart, a little bit wider. There we go. The hips are shifting back toward the back wall behind her. That adjustment already elongated her spine here. Drop your gaze in toward your knees. Spread your fingers wide, super wide as you can spread your fingers, and press some weight into the pads of your fingers. Awesome. Inhale, look forward toward your hands first. Exhale, step to your hands. Toes come to the back of the wrist. Inhale again, halfway lift, hands to shins. Again here, draw the shoulder blades down the back, crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to rise, sweep your hands high, look up toward your hands. And exhale, hands to heart, palms forward, land there. Awesome. Thank you, Erica. So that's the breakdown of Sun Salutation A. Again, when you have new students, just use variations, modifications, use your blocks, maybe blocks under the hands for extra support, or for coming into a cleaner chaturanga. In chaturanga, elbows should be bent at 90. If the chaturanga is difficult, then have them take the knees, or they can completely skip that part until they have the arm strength to do the chaturanga. The sun salutation, we should have nice alignment, especially as students learn this, they start to flow and start to flow really fast. And sometimes they get carried away in improper alignment, and that could lead to injury. So as you have a new student, take the time to break down these postures in their sun salutation. And then as they build confidence and better alignment in their sun salutations, they can start to just enjoy that flow and really focus on the most important thing, which is the breath to movement. So the breath is actually the most important in our physical yoga practice. Of the asana comes in the breath work too. So anytime that we lift up or open, we're inhaling. Anytime that we're folding in, we're exhaling. So downward facing dog, exhale. On our upward facing dog, we inhale. Anytime we're lowering, we're exhaling. Anytime we're lifting, opening, expanding in the body, that's an inhale. So as you break down the alignment for your sun salutations, the alignment will come, the confidence in the postures will come, but also most importantly is the link to the movement and the breath. So this is the Sun Salutation A. From Sun Salutation A, you can move on to Sun Salutation B, which includes Warrior 1. And then there's also different variations for that as well. So have fun and learning Sun Salutation A, and from there you can build on that foundational sequence into your Vinyasa yoga class.